Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the 3 Ps, people, product, and promotion. This is a very heavy subject. It's something that I talked about for years, and I apply in every online business that I've ever built. I've had to apply the people, the product, and the promotion in the way that I'm going to show you how. This is a model. What I'm about to show you is a model that will tell you exactly where your campaigns are wrong. No matter what type of business you're trying to launch online or what type of product or service you're trying to launch online, you're going to have to pay attention to the 3 Ps, and that's where you're going to find out where you're right and where you're wrong in your campaign. And you could adjust and make fixes or make changes that can help your product or your product campaign become successful. And that's what this is all about. Day 1 is the 3 Ps, people, product, and promotion, because I want you to be able to see within your campaigns, I want you to be able to look at them and know what is wrong with them and know what it is you have to fix in order to take it from a dead campaign into a profitable campaign. All right, so first let's define the 3 Ps. People includes your audience, but it goes beyond just your audience. This is actually includes where you're going to find them. Okay, so your audience is the people that you're going to target. If you're targeting on Facebook, then that's your audience. If you're targeting on Google, then that's your audience. If you're targeting, if you're sending out an email list, that's your audience. And where you're finding them, well, that's the platform, the Facebook or the Google or the email list or email whatever, sending out your emails. Okay, so your people include your audience and where you're finding them. And then your product. Your product's what it is that you're selling and where you're selling it at. So if you're selling shoes, if you're selling jackets, if you're selling a digital product like an ebook or maybe some DVD some DVDs that you actually send to someone. I mean, it could be anything, no matter what it is that you're selling. And then your product is also where you're selling it at. It's important to know where your product is housed or where your product is being presented at. It's important as well. And so later on in the week, we're going to talk about different selling platforms. But it's important to have the right platform for every type of product. And not all platforms are made for all types of products. Not all types of products will sell on all types of platforms. And you might be trying to sell one product on one platform and it might not work. And then you take it to another platform and it will work. And so that's why I put the product and the platform together, at least in this context of what I'm talking about right here with the 3 Ps. So the product is what it is you're selling and where you're selling it at. And then the promotion. The promotion is how you're positioning your offer and where you're showing your offer. So this is like, are you showing your offer on Facebook ads? Are you showing your offer on Instagram, on the Instagram newsfeed? Are you showing your offer on on Google Shopping? Where is this offer being shown? It could even be shown just on the description of the product page. So where is it being shown? And what is that offer? What's the positioning of that offer? Are you selling something for $10 and free shipping? Are you selling something for $8.99 plus $2.99 shipping? How are you positioning that offer? Are you selling it, you buy this today and get the second item free? How are you positioning that offer? Okay, that's the promotion. But the promotion goes beyond just the offer itself. It's how you're actually promoting it, where you're showing that promotion at. Okay, at least in the context of what I'm talking about for the 3 Ps. Okay, so let me go over these again. People include your audience and where you're finding them. Your product includes what it is you're selling and where you're selling it. And then your promotion is how you're positioning your offer and where you're showing it. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the next slides. Now that you guys know what that means, we've defined the people, the product, and the promotion. Okay, so how does it work? How does the 3 Ps work? Well, I've used this model. I've had this model for 4 or 5 years now. Since the very beginning I started teaching e-commerce. That I came up with this model. I was like, wow, this works for all kinds of industries. This works for everything, right? The 3 Ps. So you got the people up at the top, and that again is who you're targeting and where you're targeting them, right? And then you have your product, which is what it is you're selling and where you're selling it. And then you have a promotion, which is how you're positioning your product towards your people, how you're positioning your product towards your people. And it's, I like to promote that. Or stress that. It's how you position your product towards your people, right? That's what your promotion is. And then where you're showing it to them, right? So it creates this triangle. That's how I draw it out as a triangle to make a little bit more sense. Otherwise, I'd put promotion right here because that's what connects the product with the people, right? The promotion is what gets your people to buy your product. That's very, very important. Okay, so how does this work? There's some rules to this. I'm going to show you the rules in a minute, but there's a system that I've come up with, or just a few rules that I come up with that I'm able to look at my campaign. I ask myself just a few questions, And based on the answers to those questions, I know where my campaign is wrong. I know what to fix. And I know that if I fix those things and I still don't get any sales and I don't pay attention to it anymore, I move on and I start another campaign and I just start from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to go over the rules here in a little bit, but the important thing that I, again, really want to stress is that your promotion is what connects your people and your product together to actually close the sale. Okay? Your people are gonna resonate with your product. Your product is gonna resonate with your people. They're gonna like the product and they're gonna click on your ad and they're gonna head over to your webpage to see what your product is. No matter what your product or your service is, it doesn't matter. If you have a service, that's your product. Right? So your people are going to click on your ad and head over to your web pages and they're going to look at your product. It doesn't matter which web page is. It doesn't matter if it's a Shopify store. It doesn't matter if it's a ClickFunnels landing page or Infusionsoft. It doesn't matter what it is. WordPress, doesn't matter what it is. Your product is on your web page. Your people, you're targeting them somewhere. They're going to click on that ad. Google, doesn't matter where it's at. Doesn't matter if it's on Reddit, StumbleUpon. Doesn't matter where your ad's at. They're going to click on that ad and they're going to come over to your product and they're going to buy or they're not going to buy. And whether or not they buy is all in the promotion. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you some rules to make sure that this makes some real sense for you guys. Then I want to let you have the rules so that you can take that away and learn from it and actually apply these things. Okay, so using the 3 Ps, how to know what's wrong with your campaign. This is how you're going to use the 3 Ps. There's 2 rules right here and I have another page of rules. So there's only, like I said, just a couple rules that you're going to use, just a few rules that you're going to use, and it's very simple. So rule 1 is if you are getting good ad engagement and clicks to your product page, your product has resonated with your people, so your people and your product are not the problem. Okay? So if you're getting good engagement and clicks on your product page, so people are seeing your ad, they're clicking over to your product page, that means that the product has resonated with your people. That means that you have a connection between your people and your product. I have so many people come to me and they're like, I get all this good engagement. Can you help me fix my targeting because I'm not getting any sales? I'm like, dude, your targeting's right on. You wouldn't have that kind of engagement if your targeting was off. Okay, your targeting's right on. It's not your targeting that's off, it's your promotion. Okay, it's something else that's off, okay? So rule 1 is if you're getting good engagement and clicks to your product page, your product has resonated with your people, so your people and your product are not the problem. The problem is your promotion. Now there is an exception to that. The exceptions are if your ad is not relevant. So sometimes people make viral ads, something that's funny, super funny, it's going to go viral, and then they're going to hope to get some clicks from that and get some sales because the ad is irrelevant. Okay, if it's not relevant to the product, then that's the exception. Throw that rule out the window. These rules apply for the way I teach to do stuff, right? To do it right. Okay. So it's not relevant. If your ad's not relevant, then that rule doesn't apply. Or if your ad is misleading, right? If you say that you got this super cool thing and then they get to the webpage and it's not super cool, right? That's part of your promotion too, how you're promoting the product. But it's misleading. So if you're being misleading in any way, then this rule is not going to apply. I'm talking about if you're doing stuff straight up, doing it right, doing it the right way to build a sustainable business. Okay? That's the only way I teach to do things. So rule 1, again, if you're getting good ad engagement and clicks to your product page, your product has resonated with your people, so your people and your product are not the problem. Rule number 2, if your people do not engage with your ad, your targeting is off, right? So that's how you know if your targeting is off. If you're not even getting good engagement, right? That's your targeting is off. Now, with that said, when you say that your targeting is off, what that means is the people and the product have not connected. So you'll never find an audience for that particular product. That's possible. It's possible that you're never going to find an audience for it. It's so small, like it's going to be so hard to find that audience. It's just you might as well not even try, right? So there's a chance that that the product will never have a target audience. But if you're set on finding someone to buy a product and they're not engaging with that, and your current audience is not engaging with that product, well, your targeting is off. Change your targeting. Find some other people. Okay? Now, the exceptions for that are kind of the same. It's poor design or product choice. So if you just have a crappy product, just a product that's not that cool. Maybe you didn't use resources like I've taught in the training courses where maybe like Watch Count. Watch Count will give you data to tell you what product's hot. So if you didn't use hardcore data to find your products like the way I teach, so that's poor product choice, right? It's a poor way of making a product choice, right? Same thing with poor designs. If you have a poor design, a design that's not all that well, people are just not going to engage with it. Your targeting might be right on for that same concept of a shirt, but you just have to change the design or the product, right? Just slightly change the product or the design. All right. So if your people do not engage with your ad, your targeting is off. All right. Next rule. This is the final rule. How do you know when your campaign is wrong? Well, number 3 is if your people are engaging with your ad and going to your webpage, but not purchasing, your promotion is the problem. Okay? So if people are engaging with your ad, they're clicking on your ad, you're getting likes, comments, shares, doesn't even matter if you're getting likes, comments, and shares, they're clicking over. What's most important is they're clicking onto the web page. They're clicking and going over to the web page. So it doesn't even matter if you're getting a bunch of likes, comments, and shares. That's good too. But if they're clicking over to your web page, but not purchasing, your promotion is the problem. Okay? If they've gone through all that trouble to click over to the web page and they've looked at the product, they've seen it, they liked it on the ad, they got over to the web page, then the promotion is the problem. You just haven't sold them on it, right? You just haven't sold them, right? So 99% of the failed campaigns, of all failed campaigns, and I just made up that number, 99%, whatever. 99% of failed campaigns is due to the promotion not being sexy enough. That's what it is. So many people come to me and say, I've had people come to me about their product and their people. I have had so many people come to me and say, Robert, I've tested dozens of products. Or Robert, I've had a guy tell me, Robert, I've tested over 300 products and I haven't found a winner. Can you help me find a product that's a winner? And I'm like, all right, dude, it's not your product, right? If you tested over 300 products, it's not your product. I promise you, it's not your product. Okay. Same thing with audiences. Some people will say, Robert, I spent $3,000 testing audiences. And I'm like, if you spent $3,000 testing audiences on one product, it's not your audiences. As long as you're trying, as long as you're not I promise you, it's not your audience. The biggest problem I find is the promotion. It's not sexy enough, right? You're just not grabbing a hold of them and saying, wow, I've got to have that, right? You've got to make something that's so compelling that they just say they got to have it. Now, sometimes that's hard to do because, you've got to have, you've got to have the value there, right? You've got to have the value there for one, but for two, it's got to be worth it for you. You can't just stack on $3,000 worth of stuff and sell it for $100. And if you're not if you're not somehow got something else in the mix that's gonna make it worth it for you, right? So sometimes it's very hard to create a promotion that's really, really sexy. And it doesn't matter if you're drop shipping from AliExpress. It doesn't matter if you're even in e-commerce, or it doesn't matter if you're doing affiliate marketing. It doesn't matter what type of stuff you're doing. Any business, you really just gotta have a sexy offer or sexy promotion. So that's what the 3 Ps, kind of solves for you, or at least allows you to identify that. If you're getting good engagement and good clicks to your website, then you know that your promotion is the thing that you need to fix. If you're not getting good engagement, then it's your targeting. Fix your targeting. Find another product. Okay, so you could use these rules to figure out which part of your campaign is wrong. Okay, now I want to talk about the promotion, because the promotion is the biggest part of things. So how do we make a very, very powerful promotion? What's the best way to make a sexy promotion? So money is in the offer. What makes a sexy offer? The value does. I talk about 3 different types of value. I talk about monetary value, which focuses on the savings, right? Then I talk about use value, which focuses on making somebody's life better. And I'll talk about these in a minute. And then I talk about emotional value, which focuses on the prospect's feelings or emotions, right? And those are the 3 types of value that I talk about. And when you layer these values, when you apply these values in your promotion, when you bring out these values in your promotion to where your consumer could see it, this is how you close that gap and get them when they've already resonated with the product. When the people have resonated with your product, you close the offer with the promotion, or you close the deal with the promotion, with a killer promotion, a sexy offer that is packed full of value. Okay, so monetary value focuses on the savings. So that's something like where something is, normally it's $99, but today they could get it for $59, right? That's a huge savings, right? But one of the One of the products that I used to sell was an outdoor action camera, very similar to a GoPro. The GoPro was $400, and I was selling this product for $100, right? And people were like comparing them together, and the quality was almost very close, right? Matter of fact, for images, my camera was even better than the GoPro. It was only for video where where it lacked a little bit. So when people bought my camera and when reviews started getting out, people were like, wow, this is like $300 off and I could basically have a GoPro, right? So that focused on the savings. Coming into one of my recent programs that I was selling, I packed all of my training courses that was really worth thousands of dollars. I built these training courses over time and made a lot of money, helped a lot of people make a lot of money from these training courses. And I packed all of it into just a small $100 deal. And because of that, it was just a total savings. I mean, it was just monetary value, right? There was a lot of monetary value there packed in that sexy offer. Okay, there's a lot of other ways you can make an offer sexy other than the monetary value. It's with the use value is probably one of the best ones next to monetary. Monetary is going to be your go-to. It's easiest to play with pricing on things. But the use value is really is very, very powerful. All three of these are very powerful, actually. But the use value focuses on making life better. Right? Remember, all of this stuff is about just helping other people and giving value to other people. It's all about value. Value is giving to other people, right? So if you focus on making somebody's life better, then you've made a sexy offer, right? People want their life better. Who doesn't want their life better? Who sitting around saying, oh, I want my life to get more sucky, right? Nobody does, right? We all want a better life. And so when we bring out the use of a product, you make somebody's life better. It doesn't matter what it is, right? It could be just making you feel cool, right? A lot of t-shirts, print on demand t-shirts will say, have some pride saying, right? Like #1 grandpa, I don't know, just for simplicity, #1 grandpa. The use of that product is to express their pride as a grandpa. It makes them feel better, right? It makes them, well, that's more of emotional, but it's still, that's the use of the product. It makes their life better. It doesn't matter if you're selling a fishing pole. Someone takes their fishing pole and they're going to go out and go fishing. They're going to go do their hobby and enjoy their day. You're making their life better. If you're selling a chair so a parent could watch, it's just a fold-up chair and somebody, their parents use it to go watch their kid play soccer and they're comfortable and now you've made their life better. If you sell a backpack so they go hiking, you've allowed them to have something they put their stuff into and go out and do stuff. So no matter what it is, or even that's e-commerce products. I've been focusing a lot on e-commerce trainings lately, so that's the focus there. But even if it's an affiliate offer, if you find an affiliate offer and you got this really cool tool, right? There's a lot of tools out there, right? Automation tools and just a bunch of tools that make business people make their lives easier, allow them to do things a lot quicker. And if you just sell that and be like, look, dude, you don't even have to have an employee anymore. You pay an employee, $2,000 a month, but you could buy this software and it's only $1,000 and you don't even have an employee to do this anymore, right? You focus on the use and you're going to make somebody's life better. Now they got, $20,000 more extra a year, right? So focusing on that use of that product and how it's going to benefit their life some way, that is the use value. And again, it could just be something, just something fun, right? I had this thing that I was selling, and going back to physical products, I had a thing that I was selling called the gravity hook, right? And it was just cool. It didn't even have any uses. We asked people, what would you use this thing for? And you could look it up. It's called the gravity hook. And we were selling it. But we asked the people, what would you use this for? And people said silly things like stealing hot dogs off my neighbor's barbecue and, all kinds of funny stuff. And it was funny because they didn't really even care. They just wanted it because it was cool. It made them feel good. It made them happy. And that was it. We just focused on the use, that you could just do silly stuff with it. And they loved that because, it made their life more enjoyable, right? So that's the use value. And then we talk about emotional value. Emotional value focuses on the prospect's feelings and their emotion, right? So the feelings and the emotions, even the gravity hook, I was talking about a minute ago, is fun and stuff. So that focused on the feelings and emotions. As a matter of fact, we said something like, you could be Batman now, right? And people were like, yeah, I'm a superhero, right? Focus on the feelings and the emotions. And you could do that with every product. Print on demand is another big way of doing that with expressions on shirts. Like one that we used to sell was death smiles at everyone but police officer smile back. And that's like a pride thing. Like, yeah, I'm a police officer. or my husband's police, like we support the police. Yeah, we're tough, we're strong. And then, we sold that to firefighters and to EMTs and a bunch of like hero type people. And, they express that emotion, that pride. Pride's a heavy emotion, at least in the context of what we're talking about, that could be focused on so well. Okay, so the emotional aspect of that product, a lot of times it's how, again, it goes back to the use of it, how it makes their life better. And if you could layer all of these, if you could bring out some of the emotions that they're going to experience from that product, if you're going to show them how that product is going to make their life better, and if you could show them that they're going to save money, it's a good deal, right? It doesn't have to be save money, but it's a good deal by the monetary value, then you're going to win your customer over. If they're already clicking over to your website, if they're already resonating with the product on your ad and clicking over to your website, and they come to your website and they see the sexy offer that tells them like the money's good, wow, this is really cool, I could really use this, and then wow, this is like, man, I'm excited about it. It makes me feel good just thinking about it, right? If you could bring that out in your customer, if you could bring those emotions out and bring those feelings out in your customer, just reading about your product, then that is making a sexy offer. And that's how you close that gap in the 3 Ps, right? The people, the product, and the promotion. This focuses on the promotion, closing the gap so that you could win over your customer.